Guys, here's a quick video. My septic tank had a bit of a blockage and I've had to exhume the top of the tank because it's an older unit, and it's about 24 inches below ground level. So what we want to do is we want to make sure it's accessible next time, so I don't have to dig this dirty great hole. This is an easy thing for you to do at home if you don't want to spend big dollars on a plumber. So you can buy all of these components from your local hardware store, and I have links in the video if you want to just get it online. But basically we want a 24-inch riser with a lid and a 12-inch riser with a lid. We're going to glue these down to the top of the concrete tank, and we're going to get ourselves out of trouble next time. But there's a couple of things you want to see, or you want to know about when you're gluing these things down. There's a special ring for the 24-inch that you can glue to the top of the tank before then gluing the riser on, but I couldn't find, and I've been told that there's no ring for a 12-inch. So we need to prep these pipes to make sure they're going to do what we need to do. So we've used the reciprocating saw to cut these rings to the correct height. As you can see, they're corrugated with these lips, and these lips are a good foundation to start your gluing on. This one's prepped and ready to go. So you can see I've cut it, but I've also used an angle grinder to get it as flat to this flange as possible, and I've also put a little 45 around the edge to give the glue a bead to create extra strength. For the lid, I've cut one of the lips off and extended it a little further. So these lids that you buy need about a 1.5 inch sleeve to fit over the top so that they can seal onto that rubber ring. These gaps are 1 inch, so you need to cut a little bit more and then grind away one of those lips. Again, we want to try and use an angle grinder, get that lip as flat as possible. And again, I put a 45 on it just to make a smaller landing on the top. That'll help that seal to the top so you don't get any smells coming out of your septic tank. Other products we use a little bit of Flex Pro. Now you could probably use some other adhesive, but I worked a very long time in the water industry, and Seeker is the most trusted brand for sealing anything to concrete. So if I was you, I would go with a Seeker product. And again, if you need to order it online because your local hardware store doesn't have it, there'll be a link in the video or on the description. Last of all, you'll see that she's sitting in there and gluing. Seeker Flex takes a reasonably long time to go completely hard. So once you've glued that in place, you want to leave it probably a week before you backfill this hole. Especially if you're going to do it with any sort of machinery. I'd advise against doing it with machinery just purely because you don't want these things snapping off, because then you've got to dig the hole out again and it'll make a big mess. The other product I use is something methyl ethyl ketone, or something like this, which is a primer for your pipe. It also helps disperse any water molecules that are on the top of the concrete, so that you can make sure you've got good adhesion to the concrete. Concrete ready. So you'll find you've got quite a lot of dirty concrete around here. We'll lift the top off, but first what we want to do is get in here with a nice banister brush, sweep away any excess dirt,
get it off of the edge of everything, so you're not putting too much grit and rubbish into your septic tank. You'll also notice on this particular septic tank that that's the edge lip of the concrete tank there. So there's not a great deal of purchase space for the glue to adhere to the top of the tank on that outer edge. It's again a reason to choose the best adhesive you can find. We're going to use a wire brush to make sure all of the concrete is raw and exposed. Any dirt in there is also going to compromise the adhesion of the Sikaflex to the concrete. Right, now you can see that we've got some nice raw concrete around that lip. Again, that's the very edge of the side of the tank. Now this rock is not too high, but over here it's just a little bit high, so I'm going to get a cold chisel and fix that up. Sort of inch wide cold chisel, and you just come in on an angle and chip off the top of that rock. That one's pretty good. Get rid of that one. Right, and get your methyl ethyl ketones, MEK. Give it a quick brush around the top. I'm hoping the camera can pick this up, but it dries very quickly, and it just makes sure any moisture is taken away from that surface. And now we do the same thing to the underside of our riser. And the inside lip. It's going to make sure everything sticks and holds properly forever. We're going to add a good heavy bead of Sikaflex to the rim. And then add a really thick layer to the top of the tank. Also just remembered that because I've got the bell end of the pipe here, I'm going to have to make it a little bit wider, but that's all good. So now you can see in there, it's definitely wider than I anticipated, because I forgot that this was a bell end piece of pipe which is a little bit large diameter. Hopefully your hardware store or your order, when you get a piece of pipe, you don't get a bell end, because it is kind of a little bit too big for the application. Now I'm simply going to use a spatula or scraper to quickly run that bead up and against the side of the pipe to make sure it's sleeved in and it's going to seal nicely. Alright, so as you can see, I sort of made it so that that bead of Flakes goes about an inch or so up the side of the pipe, but is nice and thick, and we've spread it out a bit across the bottom as well where possible, just giving it the most amount of surface area to seal and make sure that no water gets in there, and to make sure that when we backfill she doesn't all fall apart.